NappyVereen. We're gonna talk about some stuff that needs to be addressed, and that's baby mamas, man, or just bitter relationships. Everything, man. Like, I feel like the thing with baby mamas, from a man's point of view, is the fact that women will try to, especially if they're bitter. Kids, time and time again, there's so many guys that go through this stuff as their kids are being used as ammo. Their kids might not like them or love them as much as they should because the mom is putting all this bullshit in their head because they're bitter. Even if they made a mistake or even if they did something intentional, you can't do that. You realize, man, I grew up without my dad, and I realized that I always still wanted to hear my dad's side of the story because there's always two sides of a story. But when you cannot be so brainwashed to believe just one side. So if somebody accused you of some shit, murder or stealing something or burglary or something like that, don't they want to hear both sides of the story and stuff like that? Women have got to stop being bitter because it's just a generation of ongoing shit. You know how many people are growing up as fatherless children because a mom and stuff like that is putting all this shit into their son's head, or they're holding a grudge against the guy, against their son because he's a man. Oh, you're just like your daddy and all this stuff. Or all the shit that they're ingraining into their daughters' head, being like, you could do this without a man, independent women and all this shit. It's just so fucked up, man. And stuff like that. A bitter woman, I'm telling you, man, if I had custody of my kids like my ex did, I would not do half of the shit that she did to me out of bitterness because I know what it's like to not have both parents. But she grew up with both parents and stuff like that. So none of that shit matters. To her, it's just one leg up for her and stuff like that. But for women, you have got to stop. Got to stop doing this. You can't put a man through all this bullshit, court, or you're a deadbeat and all this shit, or I'm taking your money and stuff like that, or I'm mad that you're in another relationship, I'm mad that you had another baby. You can't do that and expect for a guy to want to even be associated with you. You cannot do all this shit that makes somebody hates you and expect for him to still want to be there. Like, I understand that some people have kids with their exes and stuff like that want to be a dad. But in most states, it's a mothering state. So majority of the time, the mom's gonna have the kids, even if the dad was the one that took care of everybody. Had a job, took care of them, paid the bills, paid the rent, the car, all that shit. And that's one thing these lawyers and judges, they have to know this. They have to know this. I believe that a majority of it is a mothering state because they know that the guy is the guy's gonna be the one working his ass off. The woman could be on Section 8 and all this shit, but the guy's out here struggling, going from couch to couch, house to house and all this shit. But the guy has to figure it out. But the guy had it figured out when he was taking care of his fucking family. Man, something's got to change, man. If they think that this system and these laws are fucking working, then they are fucking retarded. They are going to school to get these degrees, be lawyers and judges and attorneys and all this shit for no fucking reason. They know it's one-sided and stuff like that. I believe that if there's going to be a split, it should automatically be at least 50-50 or something to come to a mutual agreement because all they're doing is fucking the kids' heads up. It's just making them bitter and resentful. And there's studies that say this. There are fucking studies that say this. These psychologists know this. They do all these studies, man. People that grow up without a father become more emotional distraught and stuff like that. And they want to fill in all these voids and stuff. And that's for like I guess for both. Women, she has daddy issues. She sleeps around with all these, they know it's just this continuous cycle that's building all this money that the system is making so much money off of. But they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck because they have the law on their side. But when you're a dad that took care of their family, did all that he could and stuff like that, and then one bitter moment happens and they just want to believe the woman, or hey, okay, the woman gets the kids, the guy figure it out. I just believe that's fucked up, man. And I'm just speaking that from experience of being with a single parent mom and hearing all the bullshit and all this stuff. Like, I understand her and my dad might have had some drama or something that happened, but it's always right to hear both sides of the story. Even if everything she's telling me is right about my dad, I still want to hear his side because there's always a reasoning for why somebody does the things that they do and the reason why they act and stuff like that. You can't just say this story for over and over and over without having questions. Man, I'm telling you, I feel sorry for all the dads out there because I feel like it's just one-sided and it's already against us as we go. So I just want to say stay strong, man. And always read up on the laws, know the laws, and do what you got to do no matter what. Even if the mama is being bitter and stuff like that, if she's pushing you to the point where you cannot be around her, then don't be around her, man. It's not going to be She could call you a deadbeat and all this shit, but you know that it's healthier for you to just space yourself out and figure yourself out. It's not good to already dealing with child support, these bills and everything, and then all of a sudden, oh, I'm just gonna take you to court. You don't go to court, you're going to jail. I'm taking more money from you. Nah, you just got a new job, you just got a new girlfriend. All that shit weighs on a fucking man and stuff like that. And they wonder why so many guys just say, fuck it, I'm moving. I'm leaving this place, or I'm just gonna be with somebody else, or fuck that, I'm done talking to you. People don't, I mean, women, and even if it's like that for guys too, if there's a guy that has custody of his kids and stuff like that, do not be bitter to the woman. Make it work. Not relationship-wise, if it doesn't work, just make it work to the point where it's healthy to know that your kids see that, okay, my parents aren't together, but they make it work for us to be happy, because it's a lot of weighing on a kid when they're around both of their parents all the time, and then the next day or the next moment they don't live with them, or they have to share time and stuff like that, and you wonder what happened. There's always questions. People don't realize everything as a kid that you see, you soak up and you start to make sense of it once you get older. So it's NappyVereen. Let me show the brand and tattoo be official. Hit me up on Facebook.com/NappyVereen7. You already know.